Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Não, ele que está falando.
I know a lot of you come from very far and wide. I know I can see a lot of faces here that we met last year in São Paulo. Yeah, some of you came to our stand last year in São Paulo. A lot of you have met us this year. I recognise a lot of you as being people who replied to us as offered to be ambassadors and have worked already to be on our stand and are already closely in contact with us. For those of you that are new to the project, welcome. Obviously, we're going to take some time today to explain a little bit about the background about hepatitis zero, why we put together this project, the instigator of the project, and the key people in the project as well. And obviously, I'd like you to pay attention, because obviously it's something that's going to be good for all of us, and it's something obviously if you have any questions afterwards, you can send us an email or anything, and ask for information. Okay? Now the first couple of speakers will be speaking in Portuguese, so there will be a simultaneous translation. So, we will take a little bit of time first with those, and then we'll do, obviously, the background behind hepatitis zero. Okay? Thank you, as I said before, for coming. The main purpose of this meeting is obviously to see how we can start a project that is going to save up to 500 million lives. Yeah? So obviously, welcome, and let's get started. First of all, I would like to introduce you to Jose Uberisi, also known as Vieira. He's going to be He's going to be talking a little bit, and obviously I will be translating for him.
Good afternoon. My name is José Uberisi Vieira. Eu vou falar em português. My personal translation.
He said he will speak a little in Portuguese, and I will be his personal translator.
Meus amigos, vejo aqui alguns brasileiros.
My friends, I can see here some Brazilians
E diversos países
and
presentes.
various other countries present as well.
Gostaria de inicialmente dizer a vocês o porquê abracei esta causa da hepatite zero.
I would like first of all to tell you and explain why I am heavily involved in this cause of hepatitis zero.
Em primeiro lugar, tomei conhecimento de companheiro hoje do Rotary, Dr. Humberto Silva,
In first place, I became aware of a problem of a friend of mine from Rotary, Mr. Roberto Silva,
e do ex-governador Nadir Zacarias, homem da maior importância no cenário da medicina brasileira e que hoje faz parte de uma equipe no melhor e maior hospital do Brasil em São Paulo, Dr. Nadir Zacarias.
And also my colleague. specialist in Brazilian medicine today and is a specialist at one of the greatest hospitals in São Paulo, Brazil.
Tudo iniciou em um programa que eu gostaria de fazer no Brasil, na Argentina, no Paraguai, Uruguai, Equador, Peru e Bolívia, um programa geral para a América Latina.
Everything started in Brazil with a project I would like to roll out in the other South American countries, Argentina, Uruguay, Peru, Ecuador, and
Bolívia,
Bolivia, Paraguay.
Nestas áreas, eu estava sentindo que os rotarianos precisavam estar engajados em alguns projetos.
In these areas, I was feeling that the Rotarians needed to get involved more in projects.
Conversando com o Dr. Humberto Silva, via grande possibilidade, até mesmo porque ele nos ofereceu 1 milhão de kits para que nós fizéssemos os testes dentro do Brasil e em seguida viajei com ele para a Argentina, onde ele está oferecendo para aqueles países 500.000 kits.
To start with, he offered us 1 million kits. This is something that we were looking at Argentina, presenting 500,000 kits as well.
Vocês terão a oportunidade de ouvir o Dr. Humberto e a sua história. O Dr. Humberto, portador da hepatite C, só descobriu quando foi à Copa do Mundo na África e gostaria de ir à Nigéria a posteriores para ver os seus projetos, como andavam. E então foi descoberto. Ele, para entrar, ele necessitou fazer o teste da hepatite. E quando ele fez esse teste, ele, na realidade, era portador da hepatite C.
He was going to make a trip to Africa for the World Cup in 2010. And as he would go subsequently after South Africa to Angola and Mozambique, he decided to do the test by chance for hepatitis C. And then, obviously, he discovered, to his horror, he had hepatitis C.
Daí, Dr. Humberto, hoje, é um homem voluntário abnegado à causa para a resolução, sobretudo da hepatite C. Daí, Dr. Humberto passou a se dedicar como voluntário à causa da hepatite C, sobretudo com este programa chamado de Hepatite Zero.
From then on, Roberto decided to dedicate himself to the cause of hepatitis. And from then on, obviously, to work freely to help hepatitis. And now, consequently, with Hepatitis Zero project, taking one step further.
Eu gostaria de agradecer a presença de todos nesta sala e tenho absoluta certeza que sobre este assunto vocês sairão profundamente enriquecidos sobre o problema hepatite.
I'd like to thank you all for coming and listening to the talk today. And I'm sure that after this, you will come, you go away knowing a lot more and feeling a lot more positive about the hepatitis cause.
Eu desejo as boas-vindas a todos vocês e tenho certeza que vocês sairão daqui felizes com o que vão ouvir.
Thank you again, once again, for coming. And I'm sure that you go out here feeling very happy with what you've heard.
E desde já, eu convido esta figura, esta grande figura humanitária, que tive o privilégio de conhecer e que tenho o privilégio de estar trabalhando com ele, Dr. Humberto Silva.
And it's with great pleasure that I would like to introduce you to the great humanitarian, Humberto Silva.
Espero que todos vocês saiam daqui apoiando este projeto, que é um projeto que ele iniciou não só no Brasil, fora do Brasil também. Muito obrigado a todos. Bom proveito.
I hope you will go out from here with feeling really good about the project and will embrace the project. And I thank you once again for coming.
Eu vou pedir que você faça também agora inglês e português, que ele vai falar em inglês. Obrigado.
Okay, so now we will have a simultaneous translation, English, Portuguese.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, tragedy of hepatitis. In the world, we're talking 10,000 stadiums full of people carrying the virus of hepatitis B and C. For those of you, and I believe that's the majority of you, that have come and attended a football game, you know what I'm talking about. When you enter a stadium full of people, it's like being in a whole city. Now imagine 10,000 stadiums full of people carrying a deadly virus. That's the equivalent for the quantity of life is lost every day. That's the equivalent of a whole World Trade Center complex falling every day. But I'm not talking in the end of the year. I'm not talking in 20 years. I'm talking today. As we are standing here, as I'm addressing my opening words to you, when we cross this door here, and we leave this room, I want you to remember that 3,000 lives are going to be wasted. 3,000 lives. And tomorrow, other 3,000 lives are going to be wasted. But the word is not talking about it. The word is despising. Why is the word despising it? Because this disease is completely silent. Because it has no symptoms. So, it's like you are walking here and see somebody lying on the floor, wounded, completely scared, and we just ignore that one and keep on walking. But if we knew that that one was there, that was stretching his hands were, would we stop and help him? Or would we ignore him? So, the purpose of our addressing you today is to bring you the image, the situation, the catastrophic situation of the disease in the world today. So, I felt myself like being blessed to have gotten the gift from God with the news that I had hepatitis and being able to treat and cure it. So we decided we should do something about it. I made a vow that I would work with the rest of my forces to try and change the situation in the world. Not because I'm anything special, but because I can't conform with it. Because I can't see somebody needing us when we know that somebody needs us and just ignore that situation. So we formed an association in Brazil called APPH. And we started some action. We started opening clinics. And we opened one clinic in Sao Paulo, which is free, which has doctors, which has That machine is a state-of-the-art machine that can read the situation of our liver in 2 minutes and give the result without having the patient undergo a biopsy. And it will tell if the patient has cirrhosis or fibrosis or some fat in the liver. And it is a very new and modern machine which is not available in the public health system yet today. But we provide it for free and we give treatment and doctors. And we started a second clinic alive in the city of Porto Alegre. And a third one in Rio. And a fourth one in Fortaleza, a fifth one in Belo Horizonte. And we want to keep on opening them. And this is the first topic I want to talk to you about, the first proposal. I'd like to open more clinics with you and have you run these clinics in your region, your country. How's that? We've been working, trying to break the rocks, try to fight the difficulties in this area for about 5 years. So we've gathered some experience we'd like to share with you, right, with time. And also, obviously, get your experience and join forces. But one of these experiences is regarding the auto-sustainability of such place, right? So what we needed actually was only to find partnership. I think the batteries. Maybe the other mic. Okay. So what we need is only 2 or 3 clubs to partner and build a project, submit that project to the foundation, and we would come to the money needed for us to buy the machine. And the rest of the operation, we have a method for it to allow the clinics to run in a also sustainable. Well, is it the hepatitis coming back to me perhaps? Yeah. All right. So clinics is one purpose, is one open, right? And the second is this part here, which is very important. You know, I'm only speaking to you today and trying much today because I found that I had this virus. If I hadn't found it, I would be dead and not buried. So the tests that we are running, the ones that you guys have seen, I believe, in our stand, they are vital. They are of extreme importance for saving lives. Whenever we run those rapid tests, as they call them, in a group of 100 people, we are likely to find one person who is infected. And that one person is a person like me, is a person like us, that will have the chance of saving his life, his or her life. So, what we have come here to propose you, and our project has this purpose, is for us to be able to run those rapid tests all over the world and find the people who are infected. Because the 500 million people who are infected won't ever have the chance of treating themselves if they don't know they need the disease. So we have brought the cause to Rotary Club in Brazil, and they have embraced the cause in such a beautiful way that we have today 50,000 of our fellow Rotarians doing the project with us in over 2,300 clubs in Brazil, right here. This is our national campaign this year in Brazil, and we are doing 1 million tests in the country. And we are spreading the initiative to the rest of South America with an extra supply of 500,000. And we have come here today to offer another 1 million tests to this room here, to the ones who are interested in running. This is a person we know well, and one of the many that we have seen dying from the disease. He holding his little baby there. Because when the first symptom arrives, my fellow Rotarians, it's normally too late. It's normally, there's nothing one would be able to do, but have, if one is lucky enough, a liver transplant. So we have brought the cause to Rotary. Last year we had, as we have this year here, a very busy stand there in São Paulo, in the International Convention. We have registered over 1,200 ambassadors who have promised to engage in the cause. And we have kept on doing tests and doing them and doing. And we have run like over 300,000 of those tests and saved over 3,000 lives with the help of Rotary. This is what happens at the most advanced stage of the disease. That's not something we see normally, right, Dr. Zacharias? We have here our governor, Dr. Zacharias, who is also a specialist in hepatitis. And this is not, I believe, Dr. Zacharias, most of your patients do not show this, right? They come normally without any symptom. But 30% of the people who carry the virus are going to have the most advanced forms of the disease, which are cirrhosis and even liver cancer. 80% of all of the cases for liver cancer, they come from the hepatitis. So that's the campaign we're going to run in Brazil this year. And we hope to finish this in 1.5 years, more or less, having tested over 1 million. This is our esteemed president, Mr. Rotary Ravindran, as you all know, who has also embraced our cause, and our dear director, Mr. David. Because we need to find a way of getting the patient who has the virus in silence to the other part of the bridge, linking him to the right he has of knowing he is sick and treating his disease and saving his life. Simply because there's nothing more important than life. Thank you very much indeed. I would like just to leave you with the promotional video, which is less than a minute long, and that shows our campaign here. Maybe Eduardo could help me out finding this video. Yes, again. And later we'll be discussing a bit of how we could implement the project in your countries. I know that your countries are very needed. We have people here from Nigeria, mostly, and from the rest of Africa, and Asia as well.